Hello boys and girls, welcome back to the plot. It's May the 28th now, it's a Tuesday so I should be at work, but I've taken the day off, and what better to do with a day off than come down the plot, eh? So I've decided it's time to get my leeks out. That's a good job. I've seen Dan doing it on Allotment Diary anyway, so that's kind of made me pull my finger out a bit. And I'm just dibbing at the minute, so I'm just going to crack on, finish that off now. So there we go, I've gone for fairly generous spacing anyway. I've gone about 8" between plants and then about 12" between rows, which should give them plenty of time to grow up. Time, space, you know what I'm saying, time and space, it's all relative. So these are the leeks that I'm going for anyway this year, because these are the only ones that grew. I'd put 3 type in the seed. Musselburgh, they did alright, I got like, half a dozen decent ones. These ones are the Autumn Mammoth 2 Showstar. Yeah, Showstar. As you can see, these are coming on quite nice there. If I stick my finger behind one, you can see, probably 5-6 mil thick, about the size of a skinny pencil anyway. But yeah, these are about ready to go out, so I'm going to try and separate them out best I can. I'll give the pot a good water, because if the soil's dry, the roots are dry and they'll easily snap. So that's one thing that we want to try and avoid. So I'm just going to dump the old pot out on the deck, I think, and just pull out the nicest ones. There's going to be a few that don't make it, but it's always the way. If you want the nicest veg, you've got to start with the nicest seedlings, haven't you? You can see there, they've had plenty of room to get the roots down. So I'm just going to break into that now. Just try and get as many out as I can in decent condition. They are a bit matted, aren't they? Right, looking at them roots, I'm going to go for plan B. Right, looking at these plants, they're all, pretty well matted together, and I want to try and get as much root out as I can. So, just to help me with that, I've just got a big bucket of water. There you are. I'm going to take my gloves off for this, otherwise I'll get absolutely soaking. I'm hoping what this water will do is allow me to wash off majority of the compost, leaving nothing but roots. Then I can use the water to water my veg. There we go. Kind of worked. Lovely onion smell coming off these. I'll be quite selective, just pick out the nicest, juiciest specimens. And then, couldn't be simpler, I'm just going to put a leek in every hole. Try and get the roots down to the bottom. Job's a fish, isn't it? That's all sorted. Now I'm just going to fill each hole with water. Don't backfill the holes, just fill them with water. Alright. And there we go, there's 21 leeks all planted up. They'll just grow on now. You see, putting the water in there, all it's done is it's left the hole open so that the leek can grow, and also so it's not exposed to the light, so the main shaft will stay nice and white. But it has washed enough water just into the bottom of the holes just to cover the roots, so that's a good thing. And as for the leeks that are left over, they're coming home with me, because they actually taste quite nice. Kind of a leeky, oniony sort of flavour, not bad. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, I'll do something with them, whack them in a salad or something. Nice. Now, one of the other plants that I want to get out today is these. These are my little dwarf French beans. These are like the little beans that you'll find in the freezer bags and that. These are really tasty. This particular variety is called Ferrari. I'm going to plant them reasonably close together so they can support themselves. They just form a little squat bush, but they're quite prolific, so we'll get these in now and hopefully they'll grow away nicely. Well, there we go, there's the French beans planted out now, so they should all grow away. They've had a nice drop of water, so they'll be pretty much on their own now. They should fill that whole space quite nice and give us a lovely crop of beans. Lovely. Nom nom. Hey guys, I've had to put my jacket on. It's started to rain a little bit now. I've built this little teepee type of affair here. It's just a series of canes with, I've just put some string around it as well, which into that I'm going to grow, 1 second. Here we go, my little sweet peas. So they're kind of sweet, aren't they? They'll obviously give us a nice show of colour when they grow up here. They'll twist their way up that little teepee, and yeah, there's all different types in here, all different colours, so we should get a nice varied display, shall we say. One thing I did find in here as well, I've just had to pull it out. Look at that, little baby parsnip, self-seeded. Can't get the blooming things to grow when I want to, and then they grow by themselves. So it's not where I wanted it, so it was a weed. So I'm just going to plant these out now. Hopefully I don't get too wet. There's little sweet pea plugs, looking quite nice and healthy. So there we go, that's my sweet peas. There's about 20 of those around there. They will start winding their way happily up there. It's only quite a short one, but you know, they'll quite easily get up to the top of those. They'll give us lots of flowers, and as long as you deadhead them and don't let them go to seed, then they will keep flowering for many, many months. Sweet peas. Right, so I've got a little bit more planting out to do. I'm going to stick out some kohlrabi. I've never grown kohlrabi before, but you've all seen it. It's like the bulb. You know, it's a brassica and it fattens up around the root. It's a plant that I've grown, so I've got to plant them out. I don't know if I like the taste of it. I'm sure I will do. This bed behind me, obviously it's a member of the brassica family, so things like pigeons and all the rest of it are going to want to eat it. So I'm going to have to also net it. So I'm going to start by planting them out, and then I can get the net on afterwards. Alright. Hey. These are the little kohlrabis here, all kohlrabiing. You can see it's got a nice purple stem on it, and that bit fattens up, so I'm going to whack them in the ground. Yeah. And there we go, 10 of them in. Boom! There we go, I've just thrown a bit of mesh over that so that the brassicas underneath are protected. It's a bit of a temporary job at the minute. I'll have to tidy it all up when I've got a bit more time on my hands. Well, you know what that means on the allotment, temporary jobs equals permanent job, doesn't it? I'm sure when I built that fence there I said, oh, it'll only be there for a week or so. 2 years later, any road. Yeah, it's a bit scruffy and that, but it's, you know, keep pigeons out for a couple of weeks. Main thing is I want to be able to get under it. If I peg it all down like too permanently, obviously I'm not going to be able to get in there to weed it, so as it is, I can just lift up that metal bar, the whole side will come up and I can get in there to weed it. That back corners will need pegging in or tying in or something, but we shall get round to it at some point, maybe, probably, maybe, don't know, possibly, maybe. So there we go, just a quick one today. So I've just nipped down, I've put out my little French beans, put out my kohlrabi, I've put out my, where are you, sweet peas, and also planted my leeks down here. So yeah, the plot's starting to fill up now. It's not overly concerning, I have still got plenty more space. I've got this entire bed here that's empty. I have also, when the garlic's gone, that'll flip over pretty quick, these peas will. Obviously the onions will be coming out not after too long, and the raw beans as well. Whilst it looks pretty full, that's because it is, but yeah, no, there's be plenty more room, plenty more things to sow and plant, so hopefully I'll get you an update on that shortly. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Have a great gardening week and get them fingers dirty. Bye.